the presentation, you should get a really good understanding of what this particular business model is, which is Skillmaker. We're doing Skillmaker, Now Master, and Industry Professor Association. All of them are very much startups. All of them are in search of a scalable, successful business model. We'll let you know when we hit the jackpot, but we've been working hard on positioning ourselves. We've taken a lot of, we've already positioned ourselves in the virtual space, and we have good ownership of those names. If you type those names into Google, you'll see that the #1 returns. So we've already positioned ourselves. We're just waiting for the model that we can put in that's going to be a scalable, repeating and referring customers, but we're working on it. So I'm going to go through Skillmaker, which is one of the concepts we've got. That PowerPoint, that's part of the Skillmaker. Getting that PowerPoint award is part of the Skillmaker products that we're doing. And this, unfortunately, is going to be your final assessment for the course, is that you've got to actually develop a business model for a business. Yeah. Hopefully it's the one for your own, and we'll be doing a dinner as a dinner breakup at the end of the course. We all go over to the South Bank restaurant, and we have a night, and we've got plenty of little 10-minute slots where you guys can get up and do the presentation. We don't make it compulsory, we do make it voluntary, so those of you that think that public speaking is next to dying, we won't be asking you to do it, but if you'd like to, have a go at giving a presentation on your business model. This is what we've got to do. Either way, you've still got to prepare a business model for an idea. Doesn't have to be necessarily the one that you're going to do, but that's what we're going to do. And by then, Dennis will have his logo, and he'll be in full flight, so it'll be looking good. So let me just go through an example of a business model. So one of the things we do when we're talking about a business model is, I guess, a 2 to 3 word, not so much byline, but remember I said in the early days, a mantra, something that just guides us. And whenever we're making decisions about Skillmaker, Phil and myself, which you have to make those 10,000 decisions, we will quite often remind each other, remember, Skillmaker is about accessible work skilling. That's all we're doing. We're about jobs. We're not about people learning stuff about trees, which is really important, but for us, it's just work skilling. Things that lead people to a job. Either success in a job or in their own business. And accessible in the sense that we're going to make it the lowest cost and most accessible, obviously via the internet and via all the online social networks. So let me go through it. So that's what you've got to start off with first, is that 2 to 3 words that just sums up what you're about. Skillmaker is about accessible work skilling. That's what we do. So we start off with our intention. What is your real intention? What are you trying to do? What's the guts of what you're trying to do? Well, this is what we do. We intend to provide for the lowest possible cost work skilling for anyone on the planet who wants it. That's what drives us. That's what is behind the whole Skillmaker model. That's what our underlying intention is, and that's what our upfront intention is. In terms of our customer segment, I think I might have talked to you about, we said who. When I'm saying about picking your customer, that's the photo we came up with. We said, actually, that's our customer. And it's really important if you can identify that and have that sticking up on the wall. And so that really helps you when you're making any decisions. You say, that's my target customer. So I'm looking at a girl surrounded by family, connected to the internet, and the joy, I guess, of learning. And joy of learning in a way that's either in an entertaining world, definitely an accessible world in the sense that it can be costing that particular family nothing to be doing education. So our customer segment is our primary target is the 15 to 65-year-olds in the developing world, primarily India. We've been focused on India for a long time. With a secondary market derived from Australians with cost or geographic learning constraints. So there's people out in very difficult locations that don't have access to learning. We want to make sure that this is available for them. But they're our secondary market. Our primary target is the developing world, and we've been working towards that. And like I say, it looks like we'll be able to do something in partnership with South Bank or with TAFE, and that's pretty exciting. So we're not having to go out on our own. on our own, we can actually go in with a resource partner who can really help us. Our value proposition. Our value is in providing low-cost, accessible, and scaffolded, means structured, work skills that improve a learner's earning potential in a job or in their own business. So we're going to give the skills that allows people to go and start their own business or be able to progress in a job, either to get a job, to grow in a job, to change a job. That's the sort of skilling that we're going to be doing. What channels are we going to use? This will be delivered digitally. Remember, we're looking for the lowest possible cost, so it's got to be a digital product. Using existing popular online social media platforms. We're not planning to actually build our own and hide it all behind a paywall. We're going to put it out there. Where people go, that's where our product's going to be sitting. Leveraging our existing followers from Quora, Twitter, and Facebook, and so on, and our online reputation, which we've been building. That's what we're going to leverage to get this product into the market. Our customer relationship. Our customer relationship will be primarily self-service. Remember, as a low-cost model, we can't be given any personal service to anyone. So it's going to be primarily self-service and automated to keep costs low, but provide community engagement and tuition or tutors for a fee. Those people that actually want to say, look, we actually want more and we're prepared to pay for it, we will find ways of doing that. In fact, what we're planning to do is have communities teach each other, and we're planning to engage in-country tutors to help people. You won't be paying an Australian price, you'll be paying whatever your country is, whatever the price is for tutors in your country, that's the price you'll be paying. So again, making it accessible, making it affordable. Our revenue streams, we're going to be manufacturers of digital learning products, which you saw we put out there to get a PowerPoint done. That was one, but we've got probably about 800 that we've got to actually create. But that's creating a digital learning product. That's the business we're in. And that's why Freelancer for us is such a valuable resource, because we can get the planet to help us build those. So the digital learning products, and we engage a freemium revenue model. And this freemium is probably the most successful online model that you can build, which is, you've seen it, you give away a certain amount for free, and as people want to upgrade their features, that's when you pay. Just about every platform you sign up for these days, you get the free, and then you say, I want to do this. Weebly, we're already familiar with that. Weebly said, yeah, you can sign up and you can build a website, or if you want that, you need to upgrade. So we're the same, that you can actually do learning for free with us. But if you want to accelerate that learning, if you want help with that learning, if you want some added value in that learning through assisted learning or assessment, then we do that for a fee. So if you then want to be recognised, we have a pathway that helps you do that for a fee. But basically, you can do all of the learning for free. That's what Skillmaker is about. Our key resources. We need a .edu, which we have. We aren't going anywhere if we're not recognised as an educational institution. So Skillmaker is skillmaker.edu.au. So we have secured a edu domain name, which is very, very difficult, but we've managed to secure that. So if you were to go out and do something tonight, you would probably struggle to get a .edu because it actually has to be approved by basically government administrators. So we actually had to demonstrate that we were an education institution. We need a website, which we have built. You can look it up. TAFE qualified, TAE qualified educators, so it's not enough just to be a teacher. You actually have to be TAE, which is a specific vocational qualification in teaching. You have to have operational knowledge of social media platforms and digital learning products developed by industry experts, which is why we have industry professor as part of our key resource. So they're our key resources, and we have secured all of those. All of those are in place. All of those are in a place to then start being scaled and developed. Our key activity, we manufacture digital learning products. That's the key thing we do. Because the other end of it, we don't actually manage any of the learning. We just manage the development of the product, and then we leave the learner to learn in a self-service and automated way. So our key activity is just developing digital learning products and maintaining the online scaffolding and courses. So then we've obviously got to make sure that the links continue to work and that people are guided to where next after I finish that learning, where do I go next. Key partners, we see partnership with e-learning developers, people that will help us develop these learning products, because we have to develop several. Like I say, I think in our first iteration it's about 800 digital learning products we need to develop, and that's why we've put that thing out to get one, and then we'll go back to them and say how much to do another couple of hundred of them. We need partnerships with Australian vocational institutions, which we have with TAFE Queensland, which is really wonderful, and industry professors, which is an organisation that we've built to help us deliver on this. So it's a non-for-profit organisation that's bringing people from industry to share their knowledge, and we use their knowledge to create the digital learning products that we use through Skillmaker. And online platforms, which is, as you know, I'm engaged in online platforms 24/7 basically. Our cost structure, we're a cost-driven enterprise whose highest infrastructure costs are in web design and learning content creation. Our ongoing costs involve hosting and web maintenance costs. That sort of defines what we've got to do. That's where our costs are going to come from. And because it's a web-based business, it's not a huge amount of capital cost, apart from setting up all of those e-learning products to get us started. And that's it. That actually covered those 9 components. Now, what you should have got at the end of that, and I think it was 10 minutes, I didn't track it completely, you should have got a really good idea of what Skillmaker is about. Am I right there? Did you get a feel for it? Do you understand, the cause that we're doing? The make meaning about what we're trying to do? I mean, what I didn't say in there is we hope to make a fortune, because no one wants to know that. When you're selling a thing, you don't get up and say, "Hi, welcome, I'm here to make a fortune. How can you help me make a fortune?" That's not what it's about. It's how can you make meaning for other people? How can you provide a product that actually changes other people's lives, or that makes a benefit for them? And the 2 products that we do is, like we say, there's a few products that we sell, but basically you could do the equivalent of diplomas here, even with accelerated learning, even with getting help from us by downloading templates and that sort of stuff. You're probably looking, with the one we're doing to India is about $400 for what sells in Australia in the over $10,000. We're delivering into India for about $400. So you can see the cost differential, can't you? That's what it does. And guess what? That makes money for us. So we go in and we're able to, with this model, we're able to do that. And ultimately, that's what's going to change education. So I know you guys have paid all that money, but then you get one-on-one service, don't you? So it's all worth it. So that's what you need to be able to do. You need to be able to take those 9 components and at least talk to each of those. And if you come to me and explain to me that that's what you're going to do, you don't have to sit down and say, "Peter, I want you to take you through PowerPoint." But if you can cover those things and give me an idea, I can make an assessment about, first of all, understand what you're trying to do, and then be able to make an assessment about the whole package and say, that's got a really good chance of success. Now go prove it. And so we actually have to go and prove it, and we're proving it by what we're putting out on social media to see what gets followed. And we're testing all the time to see what works. And actually, luckily, I get to test a lot of this stuff, which is why I'm embedded here. All right, you got that?
Are you going to upload that to Box? So we can
yeah, I'll put that up. So it gives you an idea. Now, you don't have to, when some of those questions that I